Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. I'm Kelly Coulter, and today we're going to be talking about why business training costs what it does. So, I want to talk to you about the process that we go through as entrepreneurs for a lot of us that leads to business success. And I want to talk about some of the mistakes we make and some of the thought errors we make when creating our businesses and when looking for the help that we need in creating our businesses. So, first, let me go into this. I rescheduled this show from last week. So, if you were looking for this episode last week, I want to tell you a little bit just about what's going on in my life and why I had to reschedule this topic. So, y'all, you notice I'm in a different room than I have been in the past, right? Give me a hashtag live or a hashtag replay and tell me if you're watching live or if you're watching in the replay. I would love to get your comments and know who's watching. And I want to hear all about your questions as I'm talking through this. So let me tell you first. We moved into a new house a few weeks ago, and it was like a bomb was dropped in my life. We went from 3,000 square feet to 2,000 square feet. We moved from a brand new house that we were in for 10 years. We bought it brand new. It was like a luxury house. The rooms were really big. Everything was finished really nicely. And we moved into this house that we're kind of renovating. A lot of the stuff was done, but there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. It was built in the 90s, so we're doing a lot of work. So we get here and it's like a bomb was dropped in my life. They just kind of dump 3,000 square feet worth of stuff into this 2,000 square foot house. And I've been running from end to end trying to figure out how to make a home out of all of that for about a month now. About a month. But then with that, we closed on the house and crews start coming in and they're doing all the stuff, right? So we had 13 huge pine trees removed from the yard, and we what else have we had done already? We've been cleaning it, of course, because we're not the first owners of this home. So I've been trying to take a rag to every single surface that I can find. We've had people coming over and estimating different projects. So last week, when it was time to go live, there were two different crews in the house doing things. And it was like, I just couldn't do it. Have you ever had that feeling? You guys, let me know if you've ever been through a renovation project. I want to hear in the comments if anybody here has any experience with something like this where they can commiserate with me. But so there was a crew outside and they were literally like dropping pine trees like right past the window where I'm trying to broadcast the show. And it was so stressful and also so loud. I was like, I can't go live. It just was not an appropriate environment. My energy wasn't right. I tell you guys, don't go and do your videos when your energy isn't right. Don't force it. And there was something in me that was just kind of breaking at that moment. And I said, okay, you know what? We're just going to put it off. And so my intention was to go live at a different time last week. That just didn't happen because it's just a little chaotic right now in my life. And so I just rescheduled this topic for today. And that's just a little peek behind the kimono, what's going on here in Coulterville, Coulterland. I think there really is a Coulterville somewhere. I think it's in like the Midwest somewhere. I need to go there. Okay, so that's what's happening in my life. Mass chaos outside of this room. We're trying to keep this room a sacred space. This is my office. Renovated my kitchen, had mold repair during COVID. It was a huge mess. I bet that was so frustrating and so stressful. I really underestimated how stressful a renovation was going to be. I thought we just call these people and they do these things. I don't know what I was thinking. Um, that's just not the case. That's not what happens. You call the people and they do the things, but you are still involved. And having crews in your house is still like sucking your energy. So it's just this crazy experience, and I'm loving it, but it's also stressful, and it's also pulling my schedule in ways that I hadn't expected. Okay, so that I wanted to talk to you about that first. I wanted to let you know what's going on, and you can see me peeking at my notes right here. That's kind of my little life update and my little log cabin update. You guys, put it in the comments if you are interested in seeing the log cabin. If you want me to put a little video on the Grow Your Business for Fitness Instructors, Trainers, and Coaches group, I will do a little video walkthrough and show you guys what's up over here if you're interested. But I don't want to do it unless you tell me you want to see it. Okay. So, the second thing before we go into the content of the show, I want to remind you, I'm going to remind you 3 times during this show. Today, early bird pricing goes away for the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass. The Serve Lead Sell Masterclass is my 3-day experience where I come in, I teach live to you every day, and then we do implementation sessions. I'm going to teach you how to market your program and fill it with paid clients in the way that feels natural and normal and works with you as a servant leader, as someone who went into this business because they want to help people, who is a natural leader and wants to lead people through their journey in fitness and wellness, and who wants to have relationships with your leads that become paying customer relationships without ever being like sleazy and slimy and salesy and pesty and feeling like you're bugging people. I want to teach you how to do that. That is exactly how I built my business. I started this business from zero, my coaching business. I started it from zero. And within the first 7 months, I had made over $100,000. I want to show you that process. I did all of that without ever becoming a salesy weirdo, without sending cold direct messages, without standing on a street corner and shouting about my value, without giving away free classes. So I want to teach you my method for how to do that. And I do that inside the Serve, Lead, Sell Masterclass. Serve because we are servants, lead because we are leaders, and sell because we got to sell in order to change lives. So come in there. The address is right here at the bottom of the screen. It's learn.fitprosconnect.com/SLS. Early bird pricing ends tonight at midnight. So if you are watching this right now, get over there, check it out, watch the short video at the top, get registered. That is going to happen. The Serve, Lead, Sell Masterclass is going to happen May 22nd to the 24th. All right. If you don't know me, I'm Kelly Coulter. I have been absolutely obsessed with helping fitness and wellness professionals create businesses that make money ever since the pandemic. During the pandemic, I started coming on and teaching you what I knew about marketing and about going live and about sales so that you could start to serve your clients again. And since then, I have done nothing but obsessively help fitness instructors and personal trainers and wellness professionals to serve their clients in the way that works with their natural servant leader tendencies. That's what I do. And let's get into the meat of the show. Okay, so today we are talking about why business training costs what it does. I first went out there and I said, why business training costs so much. But the truth is, it's not so much. It just sometimes gives us sticker shock. But when you look at the cost of business training, and I'll be using my program as a big example, when you look at the cost of business training, it is not so much. I'm using quotation marks with my fingers in relation to some of the other things that we do in order to get our businesses started. So, what do we do in order to get our businesses started? The first thing that I see a lot of my Grow Your Business for Fitness Instructors, Trainers, and Coaches group members do is they do trial and error for years. And I see this with you where you will just consume all the free resources, which is great. There are some really great coaches out there giving really great advice. So we consume all the free resources and then we try to do it on our own without a coach or a mentor because the sticker shock, the price of the business mentoring feels like a lot of money. Now, what happens when you do that? Often what happens is that you go through trial and error for weeks and months and years. So let's say that your goal this year is to make $40,000. So let's say your goal is to make $40,000 and you have decided you are going to do this just by consuming free resources or the low cost resources, and you're not going to commit to any one system of building the business. So what happens is you're kind of jumping from coach to coach to coach. You're consuming their free stuff, and then you're getting all the FOMO, and you're just kind of dipping your toe into each system that each coach teaches. And what that causes you to do is to never fully commit into one system. So you're getting like, I don't know, a tenth of the value of that system, or you're getting none of the value of that system because you're only implementing one piece. Maybe it's the first piece, maybe it's a specific piece that that coach likes to focus on, but you're only getting just a tiny fragment of the value of that system. Any business building system can work when you put 100% into it. But when you only take a tiny piece, it doesn't work. So let me give the example of someone who is out there talking about email list building. So you might hear this one coach out there talking about email list building, and you say, yes, I need to build an email list. And so you create a lead magnet, you start advertising your lead magnet, and you're out there trying to just get email addresses because you're giving people this lead magnet. What happens after that? You don't have the mentorship to know what you should do with those leads. And so what ends up happening then is that you jump to another coach, and the other coach is talking about the Facebook group funnel. And so you learn about the Facebook group funnel, and now you're taking your leads and you're putting them in a Facebook group. And now what? So you never come out of that with a systematized process for taking strangers from watcher to customer. And then alongside that, you are spinning your tires, you're getting frustrated, you're watching your competition soar past you, and you're not any closer to your $40,000 that you wanted to make. Let's talk about another thing that we do. Let's talk about extra education. So a lot of us will come into this again. Let's just use the same goal. You say, I want to make $40,000 and I want to do it outside of working for a gym or a facility. I want to do it for my own company. A lot of us will register for new certifications. How many yoga instructors do I have here? Yoga certifications are expensive, but it feels more natural to us to register for a yoga certification than it does to register for business training. So now you go through your education and you're loving it and you're getting all kinds of skills to help your customers, but you don't have the extra customers. So let's anchor that against going into a program that costs a couple $1,000, taking that couple $1,000 that you would spend on a leveled up yoga certification and instead investing it in a program that will actually help you get the clients. How much does a master's degree cost? $25,000 a year, $50,000 a year. I don't even know. I don't even have a master's degree. So I'm not sure how much a master's degree costs, but if anybody's got one, I would love to hear what you paid for it. I know that 20 years ago when I finished my bachelor's degree, I spent $40,000. That was in-state tuition. $40,000 for a bachelor's degree. I was not taught entrepreneurship within that bachelor's degree by anybody who was actually out there building a business. Oh, I've got a comment here that I want to read to you guys. I love this. I've been a yoga teacher for 25 years, and 3 years ago, I invested in your program and never looked back. That's the difference. That's the difference. I'd love to hear more about the results. I can't see who that is. It just says Facebook user for me, but I'd love to hear more about your results in the comments. Okay. So one of the last things that I want to talk about is, so I've talked about certifications and education and what we are willing to invest in those things and what we can expect to get out of those things versus what we can't expect to get out of those things. So if you go into a certification, you can expect to get more information and expertise that will help you serve your customers, and that is great. But if you come out of that expecting to get more customers because of that extra education, that's going to be a logical fallacy, right? That's not what a certification is designed to do. The same actually with a master's degree or even a bachelor's degree. A lot of colleges are teaching entrepreneurship now. And so a lot of colleges, you can get entrepreneurship training. But most of what's involved in a bachelor's degree or a master's degree is really going to be around being a better employee. Even true with extra certification. Those are going to teach you to be a better employee to someone else. Those are going to teach you how to build somebody else's brand and their business. It does not teach you how to be a business owner. And so being a business owner involves working with someone who's actually out there in the trenches building a business. That's just the only way that it works for us. So the third way that I see you guys doing this is sometimes you look to do internships. And so an internship is a great way to learn a skill set from someone who's in the trenches doing it. But those opportunities are rare and they're limited. So what you end up doing is investing a year of your life interning, trying to build the business skills that you need, when in fact, you're actually losing money because you could be making the money and beyond that you had set your goal to. Okay, so I want to look at this another way. I want to look at this within the coaching business model. So the coaching business model is something that I talk to you guys about a lot inside the Serve Lead Sell masterclass, especially at the end for the upper level business builders. I do an application only session at the end, and we talk about the offer ladder. We talk about the idea that every coaching business has a free tier and then an entry level tier and then a core revenue generating tier and then a premium level tier. And that's kind of the ascension of the services that you offer as a coach. Coaching businesses only make sense when they offer specialized results to their clients. So we are all coaches, whether you believe that you are a coach or not, whether you just look at yourself as an instructor or a personal trainer or a wellness professional. At the end of the day, we are coaches because our clients want coaching from us. They want the specialized result that we can offer when we really involve ourselves in their journey and when we really give them the specialized information and results that we have. So, coaching businesses only make sense when they offer specialized results. So, what that means is that as a coach, I ask you inside my programs to really figure out what your specialization is. What is it that you're really meant to offer to clients? What that does is it causes you to only look for clients that want the result that you offer. And that's what we're looking to do as coaches. But what a lot of us end up doing is we switch from full-time job to coaching business, from teaching 15 classes a week to coaching business, from full-time job to personal trainer after work to coaching business. And it doesn't work because it doesn't allow us to dig in and specialize. There are costs involved in switching back and forth between full-time job, coaching business, personal training, teaching classes. If you've ever heard the term switching costs, it refers to the amount of time and energy it takes for you to switch from one task and one mindset to another. So when we don't specialize, when we try to be a jack of all trades, when we try to serve different kinds of clients, when we are working full time and building the business, which I know is a necessity for a lot of us, but you have to recognize that there are switching costs involved. And so when you try to navigate all of that without having a coach and a community around you, those switching costs tend to absorb all of your time and effort, all of your energy. The coaching business model only becomes decommoditized when we specialize. So I want to keep saying that term, specialized results, because it's so important to what we do. Inside my program, I often coach on remaining within the specialization because I see you guys try to move back and forth between different things or switch when you get uncomfortable. So inside my program, I offer the path to creating a program that makes you money while allowing you to change lives. That's my specialization. That's the only thing that I do. And I look for you guys to have your own specializations in the same way. Okay, so submit your questions, you guys. What do you want to know about here? We're talking about kind of the cost of business training and the cost of not committing to business training, or the cost of doing some of the other things that we tend to do instead of getting the business training that we need. And so we've talked about the idea that we often like to go to extra certification, and we have the tendency to believe that extra certification will be the thing that skyrockets our business potential, or we will go through extra education programs. A lot of colleges are offering online programs. A lot of colleges are offering entrepreneur programs. Those are both costly and time consuming. And neither of those things trains you to be an entrepreneur. They train you to be a better employee. And then we've talked about specialization. We talked about the idea that you are going to be more likely to truly dig in and specialize when you surround yourself in a community of other people who are digging in and specializing. And when you've got a mentor who can hold your feet to the fire and who can really bring you through a specific process. So I say all of these things because I believe that in your first year, 2 years, 3 years of business, actually throughout your business journey, you always need to have a mentor. And whether that mentor ends up being me or somebody else, you should have a mentor, and it needs to be one mentor. It's okay to be out there kind of getting an education on what other coaches are teaching on the popular topics within our space. But the truth is, you need to be bought in on one specific process coming from one specific coach so that you're not jumping from method to method to method and thing to thing to thing. So I truly believe in the idea of getting support within your first 100,000 and then beyond. Good coaches have coaches. All right. So I see I'm getting some hearts and fire. Don't see any questions coming in yet. I see some conversation going on about staying comfortable and improving skills, and business skills are unfamiliar and uncomfortable. And then we end up going with what's comfortable. And that is certainly the truth. That is certainly the truth. Okay. So if you've got more questions, if you've got more comments, leave them in the comments. I do come back and I check these things, and I will come back and answer any questions that you've got. In the meantime, I want to remind you again that early bird pricing for the Serve Lead Sell Masterclass ends tonight. The Serve Lead Sell, let me try that again. The Serve Lead Sell Masterclass is my 3-day experience where you can come in and for a very low price. At early bird right now, I think it's $29. It's like a total no-brainer. You can come in and sample what it's like to coach with me. And what I'm going to teach you is how to market and sell yourself, your program, how to get more clients while staying true to your tendencies as a servant leader. So it's all about bringing in more clients and staying true to yourself, true to your servant leader tendencies, doing the things that are servant leader based, that are relationship based, but that also lead to a sale of a specialized result to new clients. So we do that within 3 days. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about pricing. We're going to talk about sales skills. We're going to talk about what you offer to your client. That all happens within 3 days. And right now you can get that for just $29. That ends at midnight tonight. So the early bird pricing ends at midnight tonight. And you're going to go to learn.fitprosconnect.com/SLS for Serve Lead Sell. SLS. So learn.fitprosconnect.com/SLS. Early bird pricing ends tonight, Tuesday at midnight. And the class happens May 22nd to the 24th, masterclass. So get in there. All right. If this was helpful, I would love for you to give me a like. If you believe that this could help a friend or a colleague, please share it with them. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you are watching on Facebook, make sure you're in the Grow Your Business for Fitness Instructors, Trainers, and Coaches group, because that's where I show up the most. And that is where I can help lead you and give you more guidance and support within that group. It's 8,500 fitness instructors, personal trainers, and wellness coaches all working together to build their businesses. And I'd love to see you there. All right, y'all. I will see you next week.